Okay, so this is a Kiyose 418, Purge the Alien, which is basically just kill points, 1 point for every unit that has been completely eliminated, as well as Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker. It's 2,000 points of Billy's Orcs versus 2,000 points of James's Dark Angels with an Imperial Knight. So, James, you want to roll... sorry, Billy, you want to roll seize the initiative on a 6? So on a 6, you're going to go first instead.
No.
And he does not go first. And can you roll a d6 again to see if it's night fighting? On a 4 and up, it's going to be night fighting.
No.
And it's not night fighting. Okay, so this is the deployment. Vanguard Strike, Purge the Alien, kill points. Here we go. James goes first. So this is the end of Dark Angels turn 1. And Dark Angels have put some firepower into that unit with this Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought firing its 2 Keris cannons and missiles. Some orcs were killed there, and that truck was damaged from enemy fire down to 2 hull points. So that is the end of Dark Angels turn 1. Now it's going to be Orcs turn 1. So this is the end of Orc turn 1, and the Orcs have generally advanced forward. The truck has moved forward, as well as the battle wagon. The battle wagon passengers assaulted out and struck into the Imperial Knight, who is down to 4 hull points. So it's the end of Orc turn 1. It's the beginning of turn 2, Dark Angels turn 2. So this is the end of Orc turn 2. And the Orcs continue to advance. There was a tremendous amount of shooting from the Dreadnought. This tactical unit of Marines, this one and this one, which depleted an Orc mob here to such a point that they actually had to make a morale check. They failed at morale check and they routed off. The Imperial Knight was destroyed in hand-to-hand combat with Ghazghkull Thraka and his retinue. It detonated, which claimed Ghazghkull Thraka and I think 2 retainers. But they had to make the survivors had to make a morale check. They failed, and although they consolidated, they are now in the process of fleeing. So this is the end of Orc turn 2, and we're going to begin Dark Angels turn 3. This is the end of Orc turn 2. I made a mistake before about the turns. So end of Orc turn 2. It's going to be Dark Angels turn 3. The Orcs launched a massive charge around the building and caught these Space Marines into a huge hand-to-hand. So this is the situation as such, and a WOG was declared. So end of Orc turn 2. It is now Dark Angels turn 3. Oh yeah, another note is that this battle wagon did a tank shock with its Death Roller, and it trampled 4 Space Marines. Okay, end of turn. Okay, so this is the end of Dark Angels turn 3. It's going to become Orcs turn 3. So a big melee has been joined by the company master and his retinue, and this Dreadnought has broken off and also joined into the melee. Okay, so that is the battle. It is now Orcs turn 3. So this is the end of turn 3, which was Orcs end of turn 3. And it's going to be Dark Angels turn 4, and this is the combat right now. A squad with a power claw, a mob of Orcs came and damaged this Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought. These Space Marines broke and cut down a group of fleeing Orcs. The company master with his retinue is embroiled in a huge combat with the front half of this mob, and the other half extends through the building into the back. And these tactical Marines are also engaged with some Orcs in this battle. Okay, so it's going to be Dark Angels, start of turn 4. Okay, so this is the end of Dark Angels turn 4. It's going to be bottom. It's going to be Orc turn 4 soon, but this is Dark Angels end of turn 4, and huge melees have erupted. And right now James is consolidating. So this Dreadnought fired quite a lot. along with these guys using the benefit of the Banner of Devastation. Their shooting was so effective, in fact, that it put the Dreadnought out of charge distance for that mob of orcs. The company master, his retinue is being whittled down to one member left. This member has the Banner of Devastation. And this combat is also continuing to rage on. There's 3 orcs here, one of which is down to 1 wound. So Orc turn 4. Okay, so Orc turn 4 has passed. It's going to be Dark Angels turn 5, and the combat here has turned ugly for the Space Marines. There's 2 left in this squad here. The champion is completely by himself, awash in a sea of green, but heroically, perhaps the Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought, as well as this squad of Tactical Marines, are coming to his rescue. This squad here looks to be in a good position to go either way, either in here or there, and this Dreadnought is embroiled in a conflict with this mob of orcs. So that's the end of Orcs turn 4. It is now Dark Angels turn 5. The game could end at the end of turn 5. Okay, so this is the end of Dark Angels turn 5. These orcs were broken in a mass charge by those Marines, so these 2 are running off the board. But on this side, the 2 remaining survivors of that squad were completely swept away, and the orcs, a powerful group, have consolidated towards the back of this Dreadnought, and the Tactical Marines moved, and they helped to relieve the pressure on the company master. So it's going to start Orcs turn 5. Okay, so the game continues on to turn 6. This was the end of Orcs turn 5. And this combat continued, as well as them taking out 1 hull point onto the Dreadnought. Okay, so that was the end of Orc turn 5. Now it is Dark Angels, beginning of turn 6, and as you can see, he's beginning to move. The unit that they were pursuing failed their regroup, and they ran off the board. Okay, and those guys there, since early on in the game, are continuing to flee. Okay, so this is the end of the game. At turn 6, we rolled for it, and it was the end of the game. And the final score is Dark Angels 8 and Orcs 4. So as you can see, quite a lot of carnage has happened. Stunning, appalling casualties on the part of both sides. But it's Dark Angels' victory of Purge the Alien.